The winter storm that socked the Midwest this weekend is now hitting the Northeast with heavy rain, some freezing rain still in a few spots, along with a few areas with some sleet at this hour. Good afternoon. Welcome to Weather Center. It is brought to you at this time by Subaru. I'm Lisa Moser.
And I'm Bill Keneally, and we'll have a complete look at the nation's weather, plus your back-to-work forecast. I know it's painful, but true. But first up, let's begin with the storm and take you to the Windy City. The Windy City got walloped. Chicago digging out officially from 21.6 inches of snowfall, digging out a balcony, and that's the sign of the times, folks. Check this guy out. Bet that snowblower had the winter off last year, as did that sled, but au contraire this winter. This is the second greatest snowfall on record in Chicago, topped only by the late January event of 1967 and besting the 20-year-old Jane Byrne storm there in 1979. Taking out Albany, New York, and in Albany we've had the whole gamut. We've had a little snow, quite a bit of sleet, quite a bit of freezing rain, went over to rain, went back to freezing rain, and these guys are confused. They should be, and now we're back to rain. 34 degrees and raining now at Albany, but these road crews are they're doing the yeoman's job, and they're earning their day's pay, folks. So if you do see a plow out there or a salting truck on the Adirondack Northway or the New York State Thruway, give them their due, and you'd be wise to follow behind them. Come back to the maps now and talk about this monumental snowfall. Not a whole lot fell in the Albany area, probably on the order of 1 to 2 inches. The big snows, now this map, by the way, compiled early today, so the big snows at that time were in Michigan, northern Indiana, a lot of central and northern Illinois, and southeastern Wisconsin. Check out the actual numbers. We rounded up in Chicago, 21.6 officially at O'Hare, Midway about 18. To be honest, it was probably pretty hard to measure with all that blowing and drifting going on. Some reports of drifts as high as 8 to 10 feet within the city limits of Chicago. Milwaukee at 14, the Motor City not far behind at 12, and Madison, Wisconsin about 10 inches. All of you Badgers and Badger faithful hopefully still out there in Southern California reveling in your Rose Bowl victory. Well, there's a big low up around the Straits of Mackinac, pulling the north and northwest wind in. Still some very heavy lake effect snows in the vicinity of Muskegon and Grand Rapids, snow falling at the rate of 1 inch per hour with temperatures now in the teens. Still some light snow, but I think it's just about the last hurrah for Chicago. In the wake of all this northwest wind coming over snowpack now, so it's not going to modify. Bitter cold air, 11 below at Minot, 10 above at Minneapolis, 16 in the Chicagoland area, 21 in Cleveland. We're getting colder as the day wears on. Buffalo had been well above freezing, now at 29. This area will see heavy lake effect snow later on tonight into the daytime on Monday. The wind chills are ugly. 55 below in Fargo, 45 below in Sioux Falls, and feels like 13 below now in Chicago. So you better have a darn good reason to get out there, and if you do, please dress in layers and cover all of your extremities. Checking out the satellite picture, see that low center, I think you can see it, right there by the Mackinac City area. Trailing frontal zone, cutting down the eastern seaboard. Secondary low, cranking now east of New York City. That's where about the lowest pressure is, around the Suffolk County, Nassau County area on Long Island. This low will be moving rapidly to the northeast. The radar showing all the action. It is primarily rain now at Albany, primarily rain in Concord, New Hampshire, all rain south of Concord, including Boston. We've had close to 1 inch of rainfall. New York City has had upwards of 3.5 inches. You want the snow? There it is in the North Country. Around Plymouth, New Hampshire, northbound, heavy snowfall. Same applies to Augusta, Maine. Still freezing rain now and 30 degrees in Portland. New York City drying out. We had as much as 3.5 inches of rain at JFK. Some pretty serious flooding, too, in the town of Highlands, right there in the Raritan Bay. 3.5 inches of rain coupled with a high tide, and the city itself had 4 feet of water downtown. The good news, drier air now in Philadelphia. Even Allentown, very mild today, near 50. Baltimore and Washington likewise in good shape. The numbers bear it out. 51 in Philadelphia, and nudging just above freezing, 34 at this hour in Albany, but again, turning a lot colder by tonight. Now for more on the southeast and the west, we'll turn it back to Lisa.
High pressure over Texas, Oklahoma. We have fairly clear skies, but that northerly wind comes in. It's quite cold. We've seen some snow flurries today as far as south as northern Alabama, southern areas of the Tennessee Valley area. pretty chilly with a little snow in the making. But that wasn't the story as we watched that frontal boundary push to the east over the weekend. Where you see the red triangles, these are confirmed touchdowns for tornadoes that we were dealing with, heading for cover over much of the weekend while a lot of folks were trying to dig out from blizzard conditions to the north. Same big system pushed over to the southeast area of Georgia last night, right outside of Brunswick, Georgia, in the southeast area. A touchdown confirmed for a tornado here. Lots of wind damage even into the night hours last night and very early this morning. But at this hour, we're just looking at some widely scattered rain showers across the Florida peninsula, but the front has not pushed through southern Florida, and we still may see a thunder shower or two as we head into the evening and afternoon, late afternoon hours. We're looking at a little precipitation at this time in and around Tennessee, Kentucky. This is snow, very cold temperatures, and the wind is blowing, and that makes those air temperatures feel even colder with the winds out of the north at about 15.